Hello, everyone, and welcome to Monday Meditation, The Joy of Sitting. This hour is dedicated to mindfulness practice and also meditation practice and the integration of both of those into your daily life. Just a little bit of information. Monday through Friday, there are short meetings, 8 a.m. From 8 a.m. till about 8:15 is our magnificent morning meditation, a little bit of relaxation and meditation. And also tomorrow night, every Tuesday night, is our Art of Connection community meeting. If you want to know more about me and this work, please come to my website. Art of Connection Now is one word. That's artofconnectionnow.com. And there'll also be an invitation to enroll in the Daily Practice of Loving Kindness course. So if you want to contact me with more information, either for one-to-one coaching or maybe some studies you're interested in, please let me know, and I would be happy to meet with you and interact with you. And just as we get started this evening, I'm waving back to Stella Johnson, 87652-024. Thank you for being here this evening. And also waving back to Grows underscore Mower. Thank you for being here tonight as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. And I want to let you know what my plan is for tonight. And what's always true for those of you that might not have been here before, or it may have been a while since I saw you last. If there are questions that you have about meditation and mindfulness practice, please write them in the comment area. In the way that I'm doing this presently, it's that's how I'm doing this. By you writing in the comments some of the other parts, other features that are also available on Instagram, I'm not utilizing at this point. Also, this meeting tonight is being recorded on Zoom, and people are welcome to join in the Zoom space as well. This meeting also is on the social media platform called Clubhouse. And also I'm waving back to Healing to Whole. Great to see you here this evening. And I'm glad to hear that Christopher will join on Zoom shortly. So once again, if you have questions about meditation and mindfulness practice, this is an opportunity for you to voice what your concerns are. And I will create through the talks tonight like a structure that we can utilize, and we can go see how your questions align with what I have in mind. And I'm very willing to stop this conversation, the program that I have for this evening, in order to include whatever your questions and concerns may be. And because I do this myself, sometimes I have to attend to one of the other platforms with certain rooms and all of that kind of stuff. Hold on just a second. I have a prompt I have to attend to. Okay. So for tonight, the plan is this is the plan. The plan is that we're going to start this evening. Let's see here. Tonight, we will start with a talk about mindfulness, and especially the type of mindfulness that's involved with gratitude and different dimensions of gratitude. Following that, we will do our spaciousness meditation. And then after that, we will do what I call a body-centered mindfulness practice, which is to release stress and tension. And that will be in the early part of the middle meditation of tonight. And then following that, we'll come right from the body-centered mindfulness practice into a heart-centering meditation. And I like to piggyback them because I feel that they work really well together, and I think you'll enjoy that. Afterward, we'll talk a little bit about processing emotions and the value of that versus stuffing your feelings, and maybe the value of that as well. And then afterward, we'll do the last meditation of the evening, which is for processing unpleasant emotions. And then we'll talk about what we did, and we'll close the evening in about an hour with an adaptation of the Beauty Way prayer from the Native American Church. And I like to acknowledge people before we get started, and then people that come later, I'll acknowledge them a little later in our meeting. So waving back to the beautiful mind underscore Devs Mita, thank you for being here tonight. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about gratitude. Now, one of the virtues of gratitude, and so there are three really topics here. Love, praise, and gratitude are the Ascension Beatitudes that help us to keep our heart open. No matter how bad things are in your life, if you find at least one thing to be grateful for throughout the day, it helps you to keep your heart open. It may be difficult to find love and praise when life sucks in a royal way, but there's always something to be grateful for. Um, I remember a difficult time in my life, and sometimes I was grateful, oddly enough, that it hurt that badly because my heart was breaking at the time. But I was glad that it hurt so badly because of the idea that if it could hurt that badly, then certainly I would be able to feel measurably that good at another time. But having something to be grateful for helps your mind and your heart to stay aligned in a particular way. For tonight, we're really just focusing on gratitude. So if you find one thing to be grateful for each day, yes, it helps you to keep your heart open. And just stepping another little step into this, that you start to notice the behavior of other people unrelated to you and maybe unrelated to one another. Say, for example, you're at a supermarket and you see one person with a lot of items in their cart waving someone that has very few items in their cart to come in front of them because they didn't want them to have to wait all that time so that the checker rung up all of the things that were in their basket, and they wanted the person that only had a few items to just go ahead. It was no big deal. It's that kind of behavior, that kind of gratitude, that an appreciation. A person that only had a few items certainly appreciated the opportunity to not have to wait so long. And you just start to notice these events in life. Maybe if you drive or travel on the highways, especially during rush hour, and you notice that there are people that allow someone to come on the on ramp during rush hour and to weave their way into the line of traffic, and also people that are trying to get off of the highway to weave their way across the traffic so that they can exit the highway. Things like that. Notice the simple gifts that people give to one another who they don't really know from anyone. It's just this sense of giving, this sense of gratitude, this sense of appreciation. And when you see it, just take a moment to acknowledge it. Oh, look what that person did. Isn't that nice that they did that? They didn't get anything from that except the joy of giving. Didn't cost them anything, really. Maybe a little bit of time, maybe, but not much. It didn't take much to give this gift. And then on the other side of it, this sense of gratitude and appreciation, and not just the person that received it, but when you see it, in some way, doesn't it lighten your load to see human beings treating each other in a good way rather than a poor way? So as we expand the notion of appreciation and gratitude to the events in our life, what starts to happen in our mind and in our heart is we start to see how common it is that people treat each other kindly. And we start to see that perhaps most people, not everyone, but most people on this plane of existence are really good people. And they do these things, these random acts of loving kindness, and look at the impact that it has. So as we start tonight, I do ask you, just in your mind, in your thoughts, notice. Notice what you're grateful for, and notice the random acts of loving kindness that one person gives to another that you receive in a way. You receive the joy of knowing that it happened, and even that sense of gratitude to be able to witness that. So a couple more people I'm going to wave to, and then I'll wave back later in tonight when it comes to a little later tonight after some of our meditations. And so I'm waving back to create underscore underscore name underscore already. Thank you for being here tonight. You write, this is beautiful. How should we react to those that are not in a giving space of mind? Um, well, that's a good question. I won't tell you what to do, but maybe consider that they're not having the best time, that maybe they're hurting so much inside that they don't feel that they have much to give. I hope that's okay. I said that. So, waving back to you. And then, Crohn's McJones, great to see you here tonight. It's a joy to see you here again. So, let's go ahead and start with our opening meditation. This meditation really comes to us by way of Soto Zen. And Soto Zen is one of the three most popular schools of Zen Buddhism in Japan. And Soto Zen has migrated, of course, to many parts of the world. And part of Buddhism in general, the Buddha never said he was a god. He always said he was a human being. And he said, be skeptical, try these things. And if it helps, wasn't that good? And if it didn't, what was lost? And so the teachings of mindfulness and meditation and these various practices that go back to the time of the Buddha and other teachers that subsequently have taken on the teachings of Buddhism help. One of this meditation, this spaciousness meditation that we're about to do, in Soto Zen, it's called Shikantaza. So you might ask, well, why do you have to rename it? Well, I like to make it simple. And part of the Buddhist tradition is to make sure that people in different parts of the world do not feel that they have to be cultured like in a different part, that we don't have to be East Indian. We don't have to be any other culture but your own. And in today's world, each of us have somewhat of a unique culture. And so, in calling it a spaciousness meditation, it really comes to the essence of the meditation. And you'll see here in just a minute that the essence of it is to experience the space that your thoughts and emotions arise within. So let's go ahead and we'll do our meditation, our opening meditation. Please just take a moment to reposition your body on the surface that your body's resting, and very gently allowing your eyelids to drift downward until they do close. And taking a slow and gentle deep breath in, and gently releasing this breath and allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm once again, free of control. Bringing the very center of the focus of your attention to the experience of breathing. Just your normal breath, not hyperventilating, just normal breathing. And part of this normal breath is a deeper than normal breath. It's not a shallow breath, but by allowing your shoulders, chest, and belly wall to expand on your inhalations and release on your exhalations. Experiencing the way that your body movement with the expansion of your shoulders, chest, and belly wall accommodate your breath and breathing. And as you experience the way that your body moves and accommodates your breath and breathing, also noticing the warmth and the coolness of your breath. And also noticing the moist and the dryness of your breath. And as you experience the movement of your body on your inhalations and your exhalations, and these qualities of your breath and breathing, warmth and coolness, moist and dryness, allowing your awareness to also include the beating of your heart and your pulse that travel throughout your whole being. And as you experience the way that your body movement accommodates your breath and breathing, the beating of your heart and your pulse, also beginning to notice the space that your thoughts and emotions arise within, whether your thoughts come and go or come and stay, whether they are fantasies. Notice the space that your thoughts and emotions occupy as they flow through your mind, as they come and go or come and stay. Being aware your body movement that accommodates your breath and breathing, the beating of your heart and your pulse, the way that your heart, the beating of your heart and pulse travel throughout your whole being, and the space that your thoughts and emotions arise within. And as you become aware of the space that your thoughts and emotions arise within, also notice this gentle calm that's right here in this space. Noticing the way that your body movement accommodates your breath and breathing, the beating of your heart and pulse that travel throughout your whole being, the space that your thoughts and emotions arise within, and this gentle calm that's always right here. Beginning to soften into this calm, your calm, as you notice the way that your body movement accommodates your breath and breathing, the beating of your heart and your pulse, the space that your thoughts and emotions arise within, and this gentle calm that's always right here. And softening that much more into this calm, your calm. And from this place of calm, noticing how much easier it is to notice the way that your body movement accommodates your breath and breathing, the beating of your heart and your pulse, the space that your thoughts and emotions arise within, and this gentle calm that permeates your whole being. Taking just another moment to unhook and float and drift and allowing your calm to saturate your being. Taking another slow and gentle deep breath in and gently releasing this breath and allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm once again, free of control. Slowly beginning to move your fingers and your toes, gently stretching your hands and your feet, gently moving your wrists and your ankles, gently shrugging your shoulders and stretching your back and your neck and your arms and your legs. And when you're ready, slowly let your eyes come back open. Notice if the room and space around you seems a little different than before. And if you feel a little different than you did, if there is a difference and you're curious about this difference or really enjoying it, please soften into it and recognize that this is a gift that you've given to yourself. Just taking a moment to welcome emotions underscore matter. Zero, thank you for being here tonight. Hello, Chris and Cecilia. Thank you for joining me in the Zoom space. Great to see you. Okay, so that was our opening meditation for tonight. And I'm so happy that those of you that are here are here. It's a joy to see you tonight. And I'm very happy that we can share this space together. Now, if there are specific questions, and you'll hear me say this several times tonight, my students used to say I was the master of redundancy, so please bear with me. So if there are specific questions for you regarding mindfulness practice or meditation, please write in the comment area so that I can include those in tonight's meeting. And once again, this Monday meditation, the Joy of Sitting hour, happens every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. Now, it isn't always Pacific Daylight Savings Time, but 6 p.m. from 6 to 7 p.m. So let's see. Let's talk a little bit about stress and the impact of stress and all of that stress, tension, pain, and discomfort. Now, many of you are dealing with those stress, tension, pain, and discomfort in a lot of different dimensions throughout your life. And some of those dimensions have to do with specific events, maybe physical, mental, emotional, and or spiritual. Can be emotional stuff, can be anxiety, worries, concerns, and also let's see, create underscore a underscore name underscore already. Let me get my glasses over here. I have been looking for a teacher. Should I actively seek one out or wait for them to come to me? Well, let me answer you very just directly. It depends what you're looking for a teacher and what you think the teacher is going to do for you. And so there may be a certain tradition that you're drawn to. If you let your interest lead you, like if your interest is, let's say, in the wisdom schools of the Far East, and you start to explore those teachings, little by little, you'll meet someone that knows somebody that will open a door for you with a teacher. And you also have to notice what it is that you're hoping to gain from the teacher. Do you hope to receive enlightenment from the teacher? Do you hope to be free of needless suffering? And all of those different pieces are very important. And also, one thing that is important for me to say, which is this: everyone is already enlightened. It's just that we have so much stuff and habits that keep stirring up emotions, thoughts, all of these different sources that distract us, that we think that we don't have this, that we don't have serenity. Meeting someone that can help you to find what you already have is really, I think, what you may be looking for, although I don't know exactly what you want a teacher to do for you. But teachers create a space for you to find yourself. And whether you meet that person online, like a meeting like this, or you meet that person, as I said, by your interest in whatever specific school it may be a certain type of Christianity, it may be a certain type of Judaism, or in the Muslim faith, or it may be the Rosicrucians, it may be, a variety of different teachings. Notice what you're interested in. And also notice what you're trying to gain from a teacher. If you want to talk more about that, let's do that at another time. But I really appreciate your question, and I hope that I answered it at least a little bit. Now, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about stress and tension and all of that. Now, even people that are not, let's say, anxious and not worried, but really are very driven, and they're on a path of growth, and they want to accelerate their growth. And so there may be stress and tension and all of that that come with that motivation, because of all of the different ways that we relate to things in our lives. So, this particular process, this body centered mindfulness practice, was actually a teaching that the Buddha passed along to those that studied with him a lot of years ago. And it may have been, it may have originated with the Buddha, or because the Buddha was also a fully ordained Brahmin priest, it may be something that the Buddha learned in those studies. But let's go ahead and do this body centered mindfulness practice. And it's going to lead us I will lead us all into the uh, heart centering meditation. This specific heart centering meditation is one of many heart centering meditations. It just happens to be one that I enjoy, and you'll see as we do this. So please find a comfortable way of sitting. And also, the meditations in this meeting are relatively short, just really to give you a little bit of nourishment, and also to inspire you to take a look at meditation, and also the group activity of experiencing this together are all valuable. So as we go into this meditation, once again, please readjust the way that your body is seated on the surface that your body's resting, and very gently allowing your eyelids to drift downward until they do close. And taking a slow and gentle deep breath in, and slowly and gently releasing this breath, and allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm once again, free of control. And beginning to scan to feel on the inside of your body, from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, looking for those locations and content of your stress, tension, pain, and discomforts, whether they're physical, mental, emotional, and or spiritual, or any combinations thereof, no matter how large or how small, whether anxiety, worries, fear, anger, whatever the case may be. Notice where they reside within your being. And giving these locations and content a very warm, tender, nurturing, loving, inclusive, and connecting embrace, letting your love work for you on the inside of your being. Giving these locations and content your embrace. And tightening your embrace just a little bit more in order to give these locations and content a very open-hearted, full-hearted, warm, tender, nurturing, loving, inclusive, and connecting embrace. And softening and releasing. Gently bringing the very center of the focus of your attention to this feeling of release. And allowing this feeling of release to flow throughout your entire being. And allowing all of your senses to register this experience of release. And softening into this experience of release. Scanning once again from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, looking for the locations and content of your stress, tension, pain, and discomforts of any kind, whether they're physical, mental, emotional, and or spiritual, or any combinations thereof, no matter how large or how small. And giving these locations and content the gentlest, warm, tender, nurturing, loving, inclusive, and connecting embrace. And softening and releasing. Gently bringing the very center of the focus of your attention to this feeling of release. And allowing this feeling of release to flow throughout your whole being. And allowing all of your senses to register this experience of release. And softening into this experience of release. Scanning one more time from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, looking for the locations and content where your stress, tension, pain, and discomforts reside, whether they're physical, mental, emotional, and or spiritual, or any combinations thereof, no matter how large, how small, how subtle they may be. And this time, using just the softest touch, whisper soft, barely touching the fringes of these locations, with a warm, tender, nurturing, loving, inclusive, and connecting contact. And softening and releasing. Gently bringing the very center of the focus of your attention to this feeling of release. and allowing this feeling of release to flow throughout your whole being, and allowing all of your senses to register this experience of release, and softening into this experience of release. And very gently bringing the very center of the focus of your attention to the dull ache in your heart, the doorway in. And you know this dull ache from many losses that you've experienced within this lifetime. No matter how large or small, no matter how long ago those losses took place, this dull ache is always here. The doorway into your heart is always here, even if it's a present loss that you're facing. Feeling this dull ache in your heart and leaning back into this dull ache, leaning back more and more and more until you somewhat plop inside your own heart. Allowing all your senses to register the experience of being on the inside of your heart. And noticing what's different. Maybe it's more quiet, more peaceful. You may feel more in touch with yourself. Whatever it is for you, notice the experience of being on the inside of your heart. And also noticing the place within your heart where your love always arises from. Whether your love is for a person, a place, a thing, a two-legged, a four-legged, a no-legged, whether it's for someone on this plane of existence or any other. Notice this love, your love, and allowing your love to flow through you and around you. And allowing all of your senses to register this pure love that lives within you. And allowing your pure love to saturate your being. And softening into your pure love. And noticing some of the essences of love that live within your love, like caring and kindness, and also this incredible vibration and capacity for connection. And allowing your vibration and capacity for connection to flow through you and around you. This amazing ability to connect that lives within your love, along with the want, need, desire, appetite, hunger for connection. And you know what it's like to feel connected to a person, place, or thing, and also how it feels when you wish you could connect and it isn't possible. And allowing this vibration of connection to flow through you and around you, and allowing all of your senses to register this pure connection. that lives within you. And softening into your pure connection and allowing it to saturate your being. And notice perhaps a sense of fulfillment to know this pure connection that lives within you, that's always here. And taking another moment to unhook and float and drift within this incredible experience of pure connection. Taking another slow and gentle deep breath in, and gently releasing this breath and allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm once again, free of control. Slowly beginning to move your fingers and your toes, gently stretching your hands and your feet, slowly moving your wrists and your ankles, gently shrugging your shoulders and stretching your back and your neck and your arms and your legs. And when you're ready, slowly let your eyes come back open. Notice if the room and space around you seems a little different than before, and if you feel a little different than you did. If there is a difference and you're enjoying this difference or curious about it, please soften into it and recognize that this is a gift that you've given to yourself. So, again, if you have any questions or concerns about meditation or mindfulness practice, please write in the comment area, and I would be happy to include those tonight. So, let's talk a little bit about processing emotions. First of all, we have all these feelings, don't we? Some are pleasant, some are unpleasant. But the truth is, whose feelings are they? And would you agree with me that the reason that we're able to feel these feelings is that we're sensitive beings? We can say, you made me feel something, but then who's feeling it? And I'm not talking about blaming the victim. I'm talking about recognizing your feelings and what do you do with the feelings that you have? And when you make matters worse in a name calling session, what happens? Does it make it better? Or are there other ways of processing our emotions so that we can heal? And when we heal, doesn't it make it better some? And so processing our feelings, working it through, all the way through, all the way through, meaning there's nothing left, no anger, nothing left. And then that's a different starting point, isn't it? Very different starting point. So, in a moment, we're going to do some um, processing of unpleasant emotions. And I just want to make mention, I mentioned earlier about my website, Art of Connection Now. So, when you come to the website, artofconnectionnow.com, there'll be an invitation if you're interested in a class called The Daily Practice of Loving Kindness. And this class really is inspired by ancient teachings that were brought to Tibet about 1,000 years ago. And just what that could mean for you and me, for all of us, to practice loving kindness in our lives. And could it make it better? Could it make our life better? Could it enrich us in some way? So let's take a moment for a little bit of one last meditation for tonight. This is to process unpleasant emotions. So once again, please reposition your body on the surface that your body's resting. And when you're ready, slowly and gently allowing your eyelids to drift downward until they do close. And pick something from your day. What was the worst feeling that you had today? Whether it was grief, sorrow, anger, whatever it was for you. Pick one. Pick the worst one. It's always best to start with the worst one because then you know you're not making it up. And in order to process it, we start by breathing in what you're already breathing in. You're breathing this in already. Breathing in this unpleasant emotion into every pore and cell of your being as a gift of love, kindness, compassion, caring, and connection into every cell and pore of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for yourself. Breathing out love, kindness, compassion, caring, and connection through every cell and pore of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for yourself. Breathing in your unpleasant emotion into every pore and cell of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for yourself. Breathing out love, kindness, compassion, caring, and connection through every cell and pore of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for yourself. Breathing in your unpleasant emotion into every pore and cell of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for yourself. Breathing out love, kindness, compassion, caring, and connection through every cell and pore of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for yourself. Continuing to breathe, leaving your eyelids closed, and considering if we had some magical device capable of measuring all of the qualities and distinctions of human emotion, of everyone on this plane of existence in this moment. How many people, even though their circumstances may be very different than yours, how many of these people, regardless of circumstances, would measure so close to your measurements as to be indistinguishable? One other person, 10 other people, perhaps hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe millions of people, just like you and just like me. And on the next breath, breathing in your unpleasant emotion into every pore and cell of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for all of them in yourself. Breathing out love, kindness, compassion, caring, and connection through every cell and pore of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for all of them in yourself. Breathing in your unpleasant emotion into every pore and cell of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for all of them and yourself. And breathing out love, kindness, compassion, caring, and connection through every cell and pore of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for all of them and yourself. Breathing in your unpleasant emotion into every pore and cell of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for all of them and yourself. Breathing out love, kindness, compassion, caring, and connection through every cell and pore of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for all of them and yourself. Continuing to breathe, leaving your eyelids closed and evaluating. Do you feel any more compassionate for yourself and your humanity, this human experience that you're having, that we're having? you have any more compassion for yourself and others that feel like you, who like you are having this human experience. And when you're ready, slowly let your eyelids come back open. Notice if the room and space around you seems a little different than before, and if you feel a little different than you did. If there is a difference and you're curious about this difference or really enjoying it, please soften into it and recognize that this is a gift that you've given to yourself. So tonight we started off with talking about mindfulness and specifically about gratitude and what we appreciate when we see people giving generously to one another, people that they don't know, whether it's on the highway with coming on or off, supermarkets, all over, these people that don't know each other are being kind, this sense of appreciation of this shared experience, this humanity, this human experience that we're having. Following that, we did our spaciousness meditation. And then afterwards, we did our body centered mindfulness practice, which led us into the heart centering meditation and this amazing experience of this pure connection that lives within us. Following that, we talked a little bit about all of our emotions, whether we like them or not, whether they're pleasant or not. These feelings that we have, some are very sad feelings, some are very happy feelings. We have all these feelings. We have these feelings. And if you can, please open your heart to these feelings that you're having. It's a gift, and yet it might be unpleasant, but it's a gift to be able to feel what we feel, no matter what. And then we process some of the worst one, whatever that was for you. We did some processing of that, which brought us to here. And I'm waving back to Rosalina _ FX _. Thank you for being here tonight. And to all of you that are here, I appreciate you. I appreciate that you wanted to be here tonight, and it means a lot to me that you're here. So if you want to talk more about different things, whatever's going on in your world, or various classes, or all of that kind of stuff, please let me know. You can reach me through my profile here. And we're about to close our meeting for tonight. It looks like it may close a little bit early, but we'll close tonight with an adaptation of the Beauty Way prayer from the Native American Church. So when I say the word beauty, what I'm referring to is the beauty of nature. And part of the beauty of nature is this sense of awe that we experience when we see various different things. And it could be the Milky Way, it could be whatever it is for you that makes you just amazed by nature, whether it's the sunrise or sunset, or when the ocean is so calm it looks like a mirror that reflects the sky. And I know at those moments it touches me personally so deeply. But I'm talking about the Milky Way though also because the Milky Way also is a mind blower for me. It's an easy place to go to in the sense that it's so huge that it transcends my understanding. Even though I know scientists have figured out how many light years, all of that, it still blows my mind. It's so massive. And also, the longevity of the Milky Way is far greater than one human birth. And again, it transcends my understanding. And yet, one of the things I so love about the Milky Way is it doesn't diminish you and it doesn't diminish me, even though we're so much smaller and these human births are so much shorter than the Milky Way. We're a part of this. And we have consciousness. We experience consciousness of the Milky Way and of ourselves. So when I say the word beauty, it's this beauty I'm pointing to. And also when I talk about directions, so the directions are sacred in the Native American church, all of the directions. So whatever direction I may be saying, if you can, maybe try to expand your mind to experience if it was the Milky Way, whether it's in front of you or behind you or whatever direction it may be, all of the directions are sacred. Beauty that is in front of us, and beauty that is behind us, and beauty that is to the left of us, and beauty that is to the right of us, and beauty that is underneath us, and beauty that is above us, and beauty that is within us, beauty that is all around us. And it is essential to remember the beauty that is within us. Dear friends, thank you for being here tonight. I enjoyed spending this time with you. And just on that level, whether I know you or not, I send my love and blessings to each of you. I value you. You're beautiful people. And I'm so blessed to have this opportunity to share this time with you. Namaste, Gasho, many blessings. Walk in beauty. And always remember that you bring the beauty with you wherever you go. Walk in beauty.